Learning to read is one of the most important things a child will ever do. But reading does not develop in the same natural way as spoken language. The brain must learn how printed letters connect to the sounds and words. That is why children need a clear instructional path, taught directly and practiced in the right order. The science of reading is not a product, trend, or single teaching program. It is a large body of evidence from education, psychology, linguistics, cognitive science, and neuroscience. Together, these fields help us understand how reading develops, why some children struggle, and which teaching practices are most reliable. Brain studies show that learning to read strengthens connections among systems used for speech sounds, visual recognition, and language. Children must notice the individual sounds in spoken words, connect those sounds to letters, blend them to read, and separate them to spell. With accurate practice, these connections become faster and more automatic. A scope and sequence is a carefully ordered roadmap. It introduces foundational skills first, then builds toward more complex spelling patterns. Each new lesson depends on knowledge taught earlier. Cumulative review keeps earlier learning active while the child practices new skills in words, sentences, and decodable text. Following one coherent sequence helps adults know what has been taught, what should be practiced, and what comes next. It also keeps reading materials aligned with the patterns a child already knows. Jumping randomly among programs can introduce conflicting language, unnecessary repetition, or hidden gaps. Consistency makes progress easier to see and support. The best starting point is the earliest important skill that is not yet secure. Starting too far ahead can force a child to guess or memorize. Starting too far behind can create boredom. A brief skills assessment shows what the child can do accurately and independently, so instruction begins where support will produce real growth. Research strongly supports explicit and systematic phonics as part of complete reading instruction. It does not prove that one branded curriculum is uniquely right for every child. Teachers and families should use a strong sequence, monitor the learner's response, adjust pacing and support, and include vocabulary, fluency, comprehension, writing, knowledge, and meaningful books. For parents, the message is simple. Find your child's true starting point. Follow one carefully organized path. Teach each step clearly. Practice until the skill becomes accurate and increasingly automatic. Then connect word reading to language and meaning. Reading growth is not about rushing. It is about building the right connections, one successful step at a time.